You are now watching the new episode of iMallyTV. Well, let's get into this because the streets have been talking and it's been very political. Let's get into this.
I'm a LitKidBeatz.
So, I'm gonna need number 10 Downing Street to get their own series on Netflix, just like The Crown, because this week has been an utter madness. Like, Dominic Cummings is the messiest straight brother well, he ain't the messiest straight brother I've ever met, but he's one of the messiest straight brothers that I have ever met. Like, Dominic Cummings is definitely throwing Boris Johnson under the bus. He's throwing the whole of number 10 under the bus, and I am gagging, honey. I'm gagging. So this week, the streets... to be honest, I don't really like talking about politics because, you know, things just get a little bit political and, you know, sometimes it's just best that we just don't talk about politics. And I kind of wanted to never talk about politics on my videos, but here I am. So basically, Dominic leaked a WhatsApp conversation between him and Boris Johnson about the way that they were handling the current COVID-19 pandemic. And lo and behold, it has been revealed that Boris Johnson has basically said that Matt Hancock, who is, I think he's the House Secretary. Matt Hancock, Boris Johnson has said that Matt Hancock, I can't even get my fucking words out. Matt Hancock is fucking useless. It also goes on in the screenshot to say that Boris Johnson then fucking said, okay, so what the fuck do we do in terms of the pandemic, PPE, people be dying, like what the fuck do we do? What the fuck do we do, Dominic? What the fuck do we do? And you know what? In all honesty, like obviously Dominic should have kept loyal, and obviously he's just being messy at this present moment in time. And obviously people like moi are gagging because the streets are fucking talking. But then at the same time, I can see why Dominic is leaking all this shit, because if you're messaging me telling me that one of my team members is fucking useless, but then I go do something that you don't agree with and that the rules and regulations are not agreeing, but I get kicked off the fucking panel, but somebody who you don't rate is still there, like, I'm gonna expose your blood clot too, like, I got screenshots, man. Like, Dominic is like, I got screenshots, blood. I got fucking screenshots. Like, don't make me expose your blood clots. It's the most fucking messiest thing I've ever seen. So I'm gonna need Netflix to make a number 10 show. I just want the show to be called Number 10, and it's going to be all about the mess in 10 Downing Street, because I'm fucking living. And this can go way back from the 1950s like they do with The Crown, because I want all of the history, because boys like me didn't pay attention in history lesson. But I'm going to tell you this now, if you're going to put that shit on Netflix, I'm going to pay attention. On the other side, what I think about this whole situation, well, to be honest, it's clear. I'm a British citizen. We living through this pandemic with a conservative government. We living through this pandemic with Boris Johnson. And to be honest, from where I'm sitting and from where I've been standing and from seeing this whole thing come to whatever it is, I can say that it seems like it's not only Matt Hancock that is useless, it seems like Boris is useless too. Because what you have to remember is, Boris Johnson is kind of like the leader of this whole ship. So if there is somebody that's useless on your team, what are you doing about it, hun? What are you doing about it? Okay, like this whole pandemic has been a fucking mess for the United Kingdom. So if you thought Matt was useless, then what did you do about it? What did you do about it? If you thought that PPE and the whole thing was a fucking shambles, what did you do about it? What was you doing? Because all I'm hearing is just pure chit chat and no action. So what are you doing, hon? What are you doing? So to me, it just seems like the blind are leading the blind. And you got to remember, Boris Johnson calls the shots. So if he's useless, what have you done about it, Boris? What have you done? But you know what? Props to Dominic, because I would have done the same thing. I would have leaked every fucking screenshot. Because you trying to say that I'm useless, but I'm no longer on the panel, but somebody that you don't rate is still there. Expose them blood clot, yes. So keep an eye out for Dominic, because I got a feeling he's got more screenshots to expose. And I'ma be living. Also on these streets, the streets have been very political this week. So also on these streets, somebody that I do follow on Twitter that I've been following for quite a while has had a housing situation, a house crisis situation in London, and his story has made ITV News, like, it's made headlines, which I'm kind of glad for, because not kind of, I am glad. I'm very glad that it's made headlines, because he's worked very hard about it. And the living situation that he's been living in is not, it's not okay. Like, it's not to a standard. And obviously he's been living under housing associations. It's all been blowing up. Like, it's just disgusting the way how these housing associations have been making people live. So it's made ITV News, and, you know, it's been a major thing in London, and, you know, it's caused a lot of riffraff, and, you know, the housing association people have to come forward and explain, and etc, etc, etc. Like, for me, watching it, it is heartbreaking, but also for me, I grew up in a housing association and in a council home over here in Birmingham, and I can say that there is a level of there's not as much urgency for house fixtures and repairs to be done to a council or housing association home, but they're quick to ask for their rent money, as every landlord fucking does. And obviously, because it's housing association, I feel like people are more forced to feel like they have to pay their rent, because they could serve them with an eviction notice. And you know what? In London, things are a little bit more severe, because, you know, there's people out there that need homes. So if you don't want to live there, that they can be like, okay, cool. If you don't want to pay your rent, all right, then cool, get out, innit? There's some other people that will cherish this. But there's the stories that were on ITV was absolutely heartbreaking. Like, a woman was saying that her son was on Zoom during school hours, like on Zoom, and like the ceiling caved in when he was on video. Like, that's serious. Like, that is absolutely serious. So yeah, I wanted to bring this up and say to anybody out there that's been living in an housing association or council home, and it's not in a good standard, and you've been badgering and calling your housing association or landlord, be like, look, can we fix this? Listen, don't stop. And if it's not working, if your landlord is not hearing you, take the example of what's happening on ITV News and Clairon in London. Take that as an example, and please, please, please speak up. Use social media. Get those pictures. Ask people to retweet. Ask people to promote it. You know, just don't stop. Like, you have to be that voice. And I got to give it to my homeboy, because he was that voice and he didn't stop. He was persistent. He saw that the way how he and his family were living was disgusting, and it's not on, and he took it further. And also, you got to give props to him for not being embarrassed, because me personally, if I was to go on Twitter and show people that I was living like that, I'd be like, people would be like, like, sometimes you think people gonna judge you for the way how you're living, and, you know, sometimes people automatically assume and judge that it's your fault, the reason why, you know, your house or living arrangement is like this, and really and truly it's not. So, you know, it's props to him for not being embarrassed and being like, nah, this ain't right, I'm taking this shit to Twitter and blowing this shit up. So, you know, we need to take that as an example. If you know that what's going on in your life or in your house is not right, and, you know, housing associations or whatever need to be putting their finger out their arse, then do everything in your power to make sure that your voice is heard. On the other side, Clairon, the CEO, she earns like what? I can't remember. She earns a ridiculous amount of money, but she can't fix these homes. And you know what I can say? We have a conservative government where the richer get richer and the poorer get poorer. And this, my friends, is evident of that. So over on the music side, New Music Friday has been a little bit weak this week. However, I gotta give it to my British and UK artists because they definitely have come through this week. Let's start this shit off with Mabel's new song, Let Them Know. So Mabel's come back with a new attitude, like she's got a little bit of sass, you know, she's giving the gays a little bit of life, you know, she's giving us some workout music. So her new single is called Let Them Know. It is very poppy, but at the very time it's very sassy. I was listening to it on my Google Home, I think it's called. One of them things. You know them little speakers like Amazon Alexa? Yeah, I got one of those things. It was free from Spotify, but yeah, I got one of those things. So I was listening to the track on that, and it wasn't giving me the same effect of when I was listening to the track in my headphones. Now, when I listen to the track in my headphones, I like it, but when I know for a fact when I listen to this track on the radio, I'm not going to like it because it's very cliche. However, the gays are going to eat this up. The sassy girls are going to eat this up. The pop girls are going to eat this up. If you like pop, you're going to eat this up. Like I think it's a strong single from Mabel, and I don't like everything that she releases, but I like some of the things that she releases. Got a feeling it might grow on me, but I also got a feeling that it might not grow on me because I got a feeling that a lot of people are going to play it a lot, and it's just going to get rinsed, and maybe I might get sick aside of it, and it might become a little bit cliche. But for now, I do like the record. And so what I want you guys to do is, I want you guys to go check out my Instagram at iMallyUK. Now, this is only going to be on Saturday. So if you're watching this past Saturday, it's not going to be up on my story. So anyway, go visit my profile, iMallyUK, click on the stories and vote on whether you think Mabel's new song, Let Them Know, is a bop or a flop. Me personally, I do think it's a bop, but it might turn into a flop for me in coming weeks. Either way though, Mabel, I'm here for the sassiness. I'm here for you giving us some sort of, I don't know, but I'm here for it. I like the direction that she's taking, and hopefully this new album has got more bops. Okay, so still sticking to my UK roots and we're still on British soil. So Young Bane and Stefflon have teamed up for the new single called Birthday. And for me, Young Bane sometimes really misses for me. And to be honest, I feel like I just don't know for Young Bane. I still feel like he still has missed. I feel like Stefflon has made this song. Like, I love Stefflon's verse, but I'm not feeling Young Bane's verse at the start and the chorus. Like, it's kind of pop R&B, you know, it's definitely searching for a hit, and it could possibly be a hit. Maybe I'm just too old for this. I feel like they are targeting a younger crowd of this song, and I feel like it could be a hit. I do feel like it could be a hit. I don't know. I just feel like Young Bane misses sometimes. Like I don't know what it is, but I just feel like sometimes he just misses. Am I the only one that sees that? But anyway, he's got a new song with Stefflon called Birthday. Me personally, I do think it's a bop. I have added it onto my playlist. I don't know if it's going to stay on there, but I do think it's a bop. But what I want you guys to do is I want you to go on my Instagram and go vote on my stories and let me know whether you think it's a bop or flop. Me personally, once again, I feel like it's a bop, but it could turn into a flop in the next couple of weeks. But let me know. Also, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the song. Let me know if you think it's a bop. Let me know if you think it's a hit. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you don't like it. Hit me up, guys. I need some feedback. Now, lastly but not least, there's one thing about me that you guys probably don't know yet, but I love me some hardcore grime. And I like me some hardcore grime that is... It's a hit. Like, I like it when grime artists hit the nail on the head. And for me, my favorite grime artist is Sneakbo. Sneakbo never misses for me. I mean, sometimes he does, but I like more of Sneakbo's songs than I like of any other grime artist. So yeah, Sneakbo's released his new single called Wild Grime. it's a 10 out of 10 for me. 10 out of 10. Production, 10 out of 10. Lyrics, 10 out of 10. Like, it's just everything for me. And this is the kind of grime that I like. I like that grime, gully kind of grime because, you know, I grew up in Birmingham. The ghetto. So, you know, this makes me feel at home. Like when I'm rolling through the hood and Sneakbo Wagwan will come on, I'm gonna feel at home and I'm not gonna feel out of place because I know that the brother across the road is probably listening to the same track. But anyway, so yeah, I'm feeling Sneakbo's new song Wagwan. Definitely check that out. I don't know if I'm going to post it on Bap and Flat because I don't really have a grime artist audience, you know. Don't really have a grime artist audience. But, you know, if there's any grime fans out there, you know, UK grime and all that, and they feel like they want to put their 2p in, and, you know, you can follow me on Instagram at iMallyTV, and you can also leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of the song because, you know, I absolutely love it, I do. So if you like it and I like it, then, you know, it's gonna be a hit, ain't it? Pray I do not get emotional in this segment because so this week I was notified to re-sign the lease of my flat. So it's coming up to a year since I moved in here. And the one thing what I want to bring to you guys with life this week is during lockdown, I came to the realization that I wasn't happy with my home life. I mean, I'm not on a big salary and I'm not earning money that you guys think, and if you think that I'm living in a nice home in like the city center or whatever, like it's just a normal flat, like it's just cash, but I've made it home and it's nice for what it is. However, if you had told me 2 years ago, move out on the money that you're earning, I would have told you to fuck right off because we all have bills to pay and my bills were quite high at the time. So again, it's coming up to a year and I'm grateful for what I did because that was a risk that I took moving out of my mum's house. And I felt like, I mean, I did my calculations to see if I could afford it, but then at the same time, it was a big risk because a lot of us, when you're in your mid-20s and when you're living with your parents, like your parents' home is your safety net. So when you leave that safety net, it's either you go back or it's I'm not going back at all. And for me, my situation was I ain't going back at all. I wasn't happy with my living situation. And one thing that COVID and lockdown has taught me is if you're not happy in any sort of situation within your life, whether that be your relationship, your living situation, your work life, if you're not happy in any of those kind of situations that kind of impact your life, that are things that you will spend most of your time doing, then there needs to be a change. And that's what happened for me during lockdown 1. When we come out of lockdown 1, I was like, there needs to be a change. I need to get out of this house. I need to be in my own space. And it was a big risk for me. It was the biggest risk that I've ever taken in my life. But what I've learned for the past 3 years is that life is about risks. And I don't like risks all the time, but I needed to take that risk. And I'm glad I took that risk. And you know what? For those of you who are out there that don't like taking risks, things will work out in the end. Things will work out in the end. You will land on your feet. It will work out in the end. Don't be scared to take risks. It could just make you a happier person in life. And I guess that's all I have to say before I get emotional and go into all depths about it. Like, just do it. If you are thinking about doing something and you're thinking about, oh, and then there's this and oh, I'm not sure about that and oh, this and oh, that, no. Just do it. Just do it. It will all work out in the end and you'll be a lot happier that you took that jump. Well, that's me done for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I love you for watching. Don't forget to click subscribe, like, and comment. Follow me on Instagram at iMallyUK. Follow me on Twitter at iMallyUK. And don't forget to search for my Spotify playlist. Search at iMallyUK on Spotify. I also have a quick announcement to make. The summer playlist will be coming to YouTube, so look out for that, and I will let you know when it's on there. But yeah, thank you for watching. I love you for watching, and keep an eye out for me for next week, because you know the streets are always talking. I love you. See you next week. Bye.